Hi guys, welcome back to the channel, and today I'm going to show you how you can deploy a Flask app on your AWS EC2 instance. So let's begin. So first of all, you can head up to your AWS console and then we can create an AWS EC2 instance. For creating the instance, you can just click on launch instance and you can set your configuration like Flask instance or something like that. If you can keep it whatever you want. I'll just choose the Ubuntu image here because that is I think the most easily available image out there, and also it is very flexible, and also I think many of the developers would prefer Ubuntu over Windows or Mac OS. All right, so we can choose Ubuntu and then move on to the instance type. I'll just select the t2.micro, and now I'll choose a key pair here. I'll just choose one of the older key pairs which I have created here. All right, perfect. And now I can move on and um, now I can allow HTTPS and HTTP traffic to hit on my instance. So this will basically allow public to access my instance from the public IPv4 address. All right, perfect. And now we can, I think we can keep all other details as it is. And now we can create this instance by clicking on Launch Instance button. All right, perfect. So we have created an instance. And then if I go inside the instances list, I shall see my Flask instance right here. Perfect. All right, so first of all, we can actually allow uh, our instances 5000 port to receive custom TCP requests. So for that, we can head up to our instance details, and then in the security section, we can head up to the security groups and edit inbound rules. Now we can add a rule where we can add custom TCP to the port 5000. And for the source, we can just keep the default, which is the local host for the EC2 instance, and then we can save the rules. So now people can actually hit our 5000 port where our Flask app will be served. All right, perfect. Now we can move on, and now we can actually enter inside our EC2 instance. Now to connect to our EC2 instance, we can just go to that instance and then can click on connect. Then I can just use the EC2 instance connect and connect through the browser. You can also connect it using VS Code and then uh, using remote SSH, and then you can code up your application there as well. But I'll just use the browser's connection here. All right, so we are inside our Linux. Now we can first of all run sudo apt get update to update all our package lists. Then we can install some of the requirements, prerequisites for our Flask app, which is Python, Python pip, and we can also install Nginx for redirecting our traffic from 5000 port to the simple slash URL. All right, so we have updated our package list. Now we can install the packages, which is sudo apt install. I can install Python 3, and we can also install Python 3 pip. We can also install Nginx, and I'll just install Git here for pulling my Flask app project. And I'll just put a Y flag to agree to all of the terms. All right, so while this is being installed, I'll just show you my test Flask app which I've created. This is just a simple Flask app, which just displays this is a sample Flask project. So we will pull this project and then deploy it on our AWS EC2 instance. All right, so now we'll wait for this to install and then we will begin uh, building our app. All right, perfect. So I think we have installed all the libraries. All right, so now we can create a directory by the name of Flask app, something like that. And then I can head up in this directory and take a pull of our Flask app repo. Right, so now I can clone that repo inside my EC2 instance. So we have cloned that repo, and if I press on ls, we have the test Flask directory right here. Perfect. So now if I head up to the test Flask, I should see my app content, which is right there. Perfect. Now we can install the requirements by running the command pip3 install -r and then requirements.txt, which is the name of the requirement file. If you do not have a requirements file in your app, you can create that by pip freeze command. Right, so it is just saying that we need to create a virtual environment before we can install a requirements. So we'll now create a virtual environment, and for creating virtual environment, first of all, we need to install some dependencies. All right, so for the dependencies, we can install Python 3, venv, and this will install the dependencies for creating a virtual environment. All right, and now we can create the virtual environment by the command python 3 -m venv and then again venv. This shall create a virtual environment for us. And if I click on ls, we should have a virtual environment right here. Perfect. Now we can activate this virtual environment by running the command source venv/bin/activate, and this will activate our virtual environment. Perfect. And now we can continue to install our requirements using the command pip3 install -r requirements.txt, and this will install all the requirements in our system. All right. Now we can move on to the next part, which is actually running our app and checking if it is working or not. So for running our app, we can simply run the command python app.py. So I'll just try to run this uh, file right here, and it is active on our local host. So the app is working great. Now we can uh, move on to uh, configuring it with Gunicorn as well. How we can configure it with Gunicorn is, first of all, you can install pip3 install Gunicorn, and basically with Gunicorn we will create a service which will enable Flask to run independently. So now we can run Gunicorn -w. Then I'm going to put three workers, and then I'm going to bind my 0.0.0.500 port, and I'm going to bind app to app. This should work perfectly fine. As you can see, we are able to run our app with Gunicorn. So Gunicorn is basically used for running Flask apps in production environments. So now we can successfully move on to the next step, which is using Nginx as a reverse proxy. So for our app to be visible on the root URL, which is this slash, we need to forward our request from slash to the port 5000. So for this, we have to use Nginx, which serves as a reverse proxy. So how we're gonna use Nginx is we have to create an Nginx configuration file. And how do we create that? First of all, we can create that by building a configuration file inside the etc folder. So we can run the command sudo nano /etc slash conf.d slash, I'll just name the configuration file, which is flaskapp.conf. And this would create a file named flux.conf in the directory. Perfect. Now I can start writing my configuration file for Nginx. So how do we build this? I'll just write a standard Nginx configuration file for a Flask app here, which is represented by server. And then I can uh, write in the listen command, which is going to listen at the port 80. Then we can name our server name. For the server name, we can put our public IP address, which is visible right here. And I'll just paste it here. Okay, and now I can finally put the location, which is the root, a simple slash, and then I can enter in more configuration. So we can first of all use the proxy pass. This is the main function which will pass the proxy from the 5000 port to our root URL. So we can just write HTTP, and then we can write the address for our local host. All right, so now we can just set a few more uh, parameters inside our Nginx file, which is proxy set header, host, And then I'm going to pass a port as the variable. And I'm going to pass another parameter, which is proxy set header for X real IP. And I'm going to pass in remote address as the parameter. Then we can add another parameter, which is named as proxy set header X forwarded for I'm going to pass proxy add X forwarded for as our variable. All right, so we have set up our Nginx configuration file right here, and now I can save this file using Control O, and then I can press Enter. All right, so now we have saved our Nginx file, and now we can exit from here, and now I can run a command to start this Nginx file, which is labeled by sudo systemctl, and then I can run start Nginx. So this should run my Nginx file. And now I can enable this Nginx as well with the command enable. And after this, we can check the status for an Nginx file by just the status command. And it is active and running. So the Nginx file is running great. That's perfect. Now we can move forward with automating our Flask startup. So how we're gonna automate the startup is by using the systemd file and systemd service. So we can create, first of all, we can create a directory inside /etc slash systemd and slash system. Yeah, so we need to create that directory. Um, all right, so I think the directory already exists. So we can just simply create our file here, which is sudo nano, the path to etc systemd system, and the name of the service is flask app.service. All right, so we have created a Flask app service here. Now we can write a standard service file for Flask app, and I'll show you how you can write it. First of all, you have to pass that. You have to write the unit block, and inside this, we'll go the description, which is just I can put anything like a Flask app, and then I'm going to put the after parameter, and I'm going to set it to network.target. All right, now I'm going to write the service block. So how does service work is I'm going to pass in the commands which it has to run. So first of all, I have to declare the user, which is Ubuntu in this case, and then we can define our working directory. So that is /home/Ubuntu, and we have the app inside Flask app /test Flask. So this should be our final directory where the main file, which is the app.py, is present. All right, and now I can finally write the exec start command, which is responsible for starting up the Flask app automatically. So this is just going to be like slash and the path to your Gunicorn file. So I'll just write here Gunicorn, and then we can pass in the command format, which is Gunicorn -workers. I'm going to set the workers to 3. Then I'm going to bind the port to 0.0.0 and the 5000 port app like this. All right, and I'm going to set the restart parameter as always. So my app always restarts when we are restarting the service. All right, and now I'm going to pass the install block, which will just have one parameter, which is wanted by, and we'll set this to multi-user dot target. We have to set the wanted by variable to multi-user dot target. Perfect. And now I'll just write it out this file. Control O, enter, and Control X. All right, guys, just a little change that you need to include the whole path for Gunicorn which is present inside the virtual environment. So I have just included the whole path here, which is slash home slash Ubuntu slash Flask app slash test Flask and the virtual environment path to Gunicorn. So this will run the Flask app service correctly. So now we can reload the daemon using sudo systemctl daemon reload. Now we can again start our Flask service by just running sudo systemctl, and then we can run a restart Flask app. This would restart our Flask app service. And we can also, there's one more thing we do with Nginx file, which is we have to link our Nginx file to the sites available folder inside the Nginx folder. So how we can link it is by running the command sudo ln, and then we can pass the path to our current configuration file for Nginx, which is slash etc slash conf.d slash flaskapp.conf, and then we will link it to slash etc slash nginx and slash sites enabled. So we have to link the file to this path. You can also create the file directly inside the sites enabled folder, but I'll just link it here. Any of the both works here. All right, so now I have already created a hard link, so it will not create right now, but so we have completed this procedure, and now I can again just simply run sudo systemctl, restart Nginx, and the Nginx file should restart now. So now we can check the status for our services. First of all, we can check the status for Nginx, whether it's running or not. Nginx is running, perfect. And now we can also check the status of our Flask app service, which is the main service app which is running right now on our EC2 instance. So this is also working fine. The Gunicorn is working fine, and both of the status are termed as active. That means both of them are running. So now if I go to my public IP, I should be able to access my Flask app right now. So let's test it out. I'll just copy the link from here, and now I'll paste it here. And if I go to this link, and this is a test page, is what the sample Flask app was. So as you can see, we have deployed our Flask app on EC2 instance, and to verify, I can hit a request on my local host, which will just confirm that our app is running, and I also will get to know about the contents of the app. We can see we got the HTML. This is the test page. So we have successfully deployed our Flask app on AWS EC2 instance. And so, yeah, guys, that's it for the video. And thanks for watching.